Okay, good.
It's a huge game for us as a team and as individuals. We've known Lakeview for a long time. We see them a lot, and everybody knows it's a big rivalry game.
A lot of our fans are excited, and it's just fun to see everyone. I feel like Scotus and us are friends too, but it's fun to get them, and it's fun to play against them.
This season, both the Shamrocks and Vikings are among Class C1's best. The number 2 Scotus Shamrocks are coming off a third-place performance at the Northwest Invite in Grand Island over the weekend, while number 7 Lakeview took second place at the Aurora Invite on Saturday.
They always play their best against us. Everyone knows that. Lakeview has a great team, and so do we, so we'll bring out the best in each other.
They're very scrappy, so you just expect that just a lot of balls they're going to have up.
While everything will be settled on the court Tuesday night, both outside hitters are predicting a win for their respective teams.
We're winning tomorrow.
What's the score?
25-10.
All three, you said?
Yep. The score will be fourth quarter, we won 25-23.
The game is scheduled to begin at 7:15 and can be watched live on ColumbusNewsTeam.com. Welcome to the Dowd Activity Center in Columbus, Nebraska for top 10 volleyball action between the Scotus Shamrocks and the Lakeview Vikings. Thank you so much for joining us here on ColumbusNewsTeam.com and News Channel Nebraska 35 for our first ever volleyball broadcast. And boy, do we have a good one. The number 9 team in Class C1, the Lakeview Vikings, come across town for a rivalry match with the number 2 Scotus Shamrocks. Now the Shamrocks currently sit at 11-3, coming off a third-place finish at the GI Invite over the weekend, while the Lakeview Vikings had a second-place finish at Aurora. Now taking a look at these two teams and their star players, we're going to take a look with the Lakeview Vikings first, and the key player to look out for is senior Kayla Shrunk. She leads the Viking kills with 148. She's 6 foot tall, an absolute monster on the net for the Vikings, and she has set a program record for blocks in her career. She's only adding to that with 28 so far. As for the Shamrocks, the key player to look out for is Megan Pieper, also a senior leader, also leads her team in kills respectively. She has 130 to go along with 13 blocks. She's a 3-year starter, and she's very experienced and helps propel the Shamrocks team to success. Speaking of the Shamrocks, we're now going to hear with head coach Joe Held and talk about this rivalry match. Coach Held, always a big game when the Lakeview Vikings come to town. You know each other very well. What's this atmosphere like, and what do you need to do to come out with a win?
You know, it's a great atmosphere. The kids are obviously into it. The gym's packed. The girls love it. They love playing these guys. We just got to do a great job of playing within ourselves. You know, we really got to stop Kayla Shrunk and Paige Rosendahl and perform at a high level. If we can't, we'll be in trouble, but if we can, it should be a really good match.
Not only is it a big rivalry game, it's also senior night. How do you get your players to be calm and manage the emotions of the night?
Oh, you know, we just kind of told them play within themselves. They're used to playing in big games. They know these guys. I think they'll play well. I hope they do. So I think they'll be able to handle the situation.
All right, Coach, wish you the best of luck.
All right, thanks, Brandon. Appreciate it.
And now we're going to hear from Lakeview Vikings head coach, who's on the other end of the court with our own Grand Island.
Thank you, Brandon. I'm here with Coach Bayless. Coach, what's kind of been the vibe? Are girls excited for this game? It's kind of a big in-town rivalry.
Well, sure it is, and I think we're excited about any time that you have a chance to play a great team. That's why you want to come play volleyball in Nebraska, because you know the competition's going to be great. You add in a little crosstown rivalry, and both teams are ranked, and well, you know, you better be excited for this one.
And for you guys to be successful today, what are going to be some keys?
Well, I think it's sort of the same thing all the time. You got to limit errors. You have to be the aggressor, which means that you have to win the serve-receive battle, because you've got to be the team that's swinging more than the other team. Those things are true all the time. When you're playing a team like Scotus that's so well coached and so disciplined, there just isn't much room for error, and at the same time, there's no room for backing off either. You got to be aggressive but under control, and if you're not, then they're going to take advantage of that.
Coach, best of luck. Look forward to seeing you out there, and we'll be right back with some more high school volleyball action right after this. Would you like to watch this game from above the crowd? When it comes to finding you a new home, the team at Total Realty have a game plan that'll put you above the crowd. Whether you're buying or selling, they will answer your questions and provide an expert offense to put you in the lead during the whole process. The Total Realty team members are real people living in your same community. They have the same concerns as you do, and one might just live in your own neighborhood. Your RE/MAX team members are the hometown experts with the world of experience. They don't just want to sell you homes, they want to make you happy. At Total Realty today, log on to ColumbusTotalRealty.com or see their full list of homes from the Columbus app, available on iPhone and Android devices.
At Columbus Motor Company, they feel shopping for a new vehicle should not be complicated. That's why during the Chrysler Anniversary Celebration, they offer everyone their very best price 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. At Columbus Motor Company, it's just one low price, plain and simple, always. So if you're ready for a new vehicle, stop by Columbus Motor Company, your Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealer at 2806 23rd Street in Columbus, or visit them at onelowpricene.com. Columbus Motor Company, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple, always.
Hi, I'm Dee Hansen. I'm the Marketing Director, and we would like to introduce you to Bank of the Valley.
Community-minded, family-centered, measurable relationships. When it comes to your business, agriculture, and personal banking needs, trust Bank of the Valley.
We really focus on the people that we serve. Relationships are the most important thing to us, and because we're smaller, we're flexible enough and we can make those quick decisions to meet your needs.
Bank of the Valley in Bellwood, David City, Platte Center, and their brand new location in Columbus.
Wake up in your first home. Wake up in a home you've made a bit bigger. Wake up in a home with a new address. Wake up in a home that doesn't even have an address. As your life evolves, your dream home evolves too, and protecting it takes committed support. At American Family Insurance, we support your dreams.
In Columbus, see American Family Agent Roger Iwanski.
Hi, I'm Dee Hansen. I'm the Marketing Director, and we would like to introduce you to Bank of the Valley.
Community-minded, family-centered, measurable relationships. When it comes to your business, agriculture, and personal banking needs, trust Bank of the Valley.
We're obviously a locally owned bank, but we're also a bank that's very involved.
The most important thing is when you walk in the front door, everybody knows your first name. We are small town banking with all the modern conveniences.
Bank of the Valley in Bellwood, David City, Platte Center, and their brand new location in Columbus.
And welcome back to the Dowd Activity Center in Columbus, Nebraska. If you don't know, the Dowd Activity Center is the home of the Columbus Scotus Shamrocks, where, Grant, we are 7 minutes and 50 seconds out from a top 10 matchup between these two rivals from crosstown, and it's going to be a good one. We're very pleased to be doing our first volleyball broadcast ever on ColumbusNewsTeam.com, as well as our partner TV station, News Channel Nebraska 35. And Grant, before we really get into the nitty-gritty, we'll save most of that for the game, but another element added to this contest, senior night for these Shamrocks. We saw a lot of volleyball players as well as spring and fall athletes, cross-country, and softball as well being honored for these home team Shamrocks.
Well, a lot of seniors on this team are starting too, so you know it's going to be an exciting game for them, and not just because they're not just starting because they're seniors, that's where their starters are. It's very senior packed, so it'll be exciting to see them come out with the energy. And also the Lakeview team as well, you know they're going to come out with a lot of fire and it's just going to be a fun game to watch.
And you know, I was lucky enough to talk to both these coaches yesterday prior to this game. They didn't really have a quick turnaround. They both played weekend tournaments where the Shamrocks finished third respectively while the Vikings finished second in the opposite tournament. So they had basically Monday to practice and warm up for this game. The only time they're going to meet this regular season. Now they could meet down the line even this upcoming weekend at the Columbus Invite, but you know, they want to leave it all on the court here, and you always have a good game when these two rivals come to town, and specifically Lakeview looking a lot stronger than they have been in years past. They were very strong last year, but they've continued that strength. They didn't lose a lot and are really hoping to challenge the Scotus Shamrocks that have, for the most part, dominated this rivalry.
Yeah, the beautiful thing about this matchup is we may be watching a postseason matchup right now. We're kind of blessed to get to call a game like this so early, so I'm very excited to see these two teams come out and play. We know Lakeview's got a lot of power up front. Scotus not quite as much up front, but Lakeview a lot stronger, like you said, than they have been in years past, so this is going to be quite a battle.
Well, only 6 minutes out now. We're very much anticipating or looking forward to this game with lots of anticipation. We're going to take another quick break, and we'll be back shortly. 5 minutes and 30 seconds until first serve of this volleyball contest.
At Columbus Motor Company, they feel shopping for a new vehicle should not be complicated. That's why during the Chrysler Anniversary Celebration, they offer everyone their very best price 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. At At Columbus Motor Company, it's just one low price, plain and simple, always. So if you're ready for a new vehicle, stop by Columbus Motor Company, your Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealer at 2806 23rd Street in Columbus, or visit them at onelowpricene.com. Columbus Motor Company, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple, always.
Would you like to watch this game from above the crowd? When it comes to finding a new home, the team at Total Realty have a game plan that'll put you above the crowd. Whether you're buying or selling, they will answer your questions and provide an expert offense to put you in the lead during the whole process. Total Realty team members are real people living in your city community. They have the same concerns as you do, and one might just live in your own neighborhood. Remax team members are the hometown experts with the world of experience. They don't just want to sell you homes, they want to make you happy. At Total Realty today, log on to ColumbusTotalRealty.com or see their pros calls 24/7, available on iPhone and Android devices.
Welcome to Columbus Tire and Service in historic downtown Columbus. We as a team never promise more than we can deliver, and we always give the customer more than they expect. We're authorized dealers for Goodyear, Hankook, and Falcon, but we can get you any vehicle tire you want. We offer full automotive repair by 4 qualified, experienced technicians. We are a qualified farm tire dealer, and we offer 24-hour on-the-farm tire service. Request service, shop for tires, or request a quote at ColumbusTireandService.com, or give us a call to set an appointment, 402-564-6229.
Hi, I'm Dee Hansen. I'm the Marketing Director, and we would like to introduce you to Bank of the Valley.
Community-minded, family-centered, measurable relationships. When it comes to your business, agriculture, and personal banking needs, trust Bank of the Valley.
We really focus on the people that we serve. Relationships are the most important thing to us, and because we're smaller, we're flexible enough and we can make those quick decisions to meet your needs.
Bank of the Valley in Bellwood, David City, Platte Center, and their brand new location in Columbus.
Central Community College, investing in you. Academic transfer, business, health, and technical courses, all available at a fraction of the cost of a university. Small class sizes for an enhanced educational experience. Get started on improving your future. Contact Central Community College Columbus campus. Our economic future depends on tomorrow's skilled workforce. Dream it, do it, and Central Community College Columbus is here to help young adults find careers in advanced manufacturing and related businesses. Visit dreamitdoit.com for more information or tour the Central Community College Columbus campus.
Wake up in your first home. Wake up in a home you've made a bit bigger. Wake up in a home with a new address. Wake up in a home that doesn't even have an address. As your life evolves, your dream home evolves too, and protecting it takes committed support. At American Family Insurance, we support your dreams.
In Columbus, see American Family Agent Roger Iwanski.
Welcome to Ernst, one of the largest dealers in northeast Nebraska. With 8 acres of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. At the new Ernst, we're doing things differently. Tired of haggling? Tired of back and forth? Let us show you how easy it can be, and we never charge stock fees. Finding the vehicle you want at the best possible price is our priority. We know you can shop anytime or buy anywhere. Shop Ernst, East Highway 30 in Columbus.
Hi, I'm Dee Hansen. I'm the Marketing Director, and we would like to introduce you to Bank of the Valley.
Community-minded, family-centered, measurable relationships. When it comes to your business, agriculture, and personal banking needs, trust Bank of the Valley.
We're obviously a locally owned bank, but we're also a bank that's very involved.
The most important thing is when you walk in the front door, everybody knows your first name. We are small town banking with all the modern conveniences.
Bank of the Valley in Bellwood, David City, Platte Center, and their brand new location in Columbus.
Hi, I'm Dee Hansen. I'm the Marketing Director, and we would like to introduce you to Bank of the Valley.
Community-minded, family-centered, measurable relationships. When it comes to your business, agriculture, and personal banking needs, trust Bank of the Valley.
We really focus on the people that we serve. Relationships are the most important thing to us, and because we're smaller, we're flexible enough and we can make those quick decisions to meet your needs.
Bank of the Valley in Bellwood, David City, Platte Center, and their brand new location in Columbus. At Columbus Motor Company, they feel shopping for a new vehicle should not be complicated. That's why during the Chrysler Anniversary Celebration, they offer everyone their very best price 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. At Columbus Motor Company, it's just one low price, plain and simple, always. So if you're ready for a new vehicle, stop by Columbus Motor Company, your Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealer at 2806 23rd Street in Columbus, or visit them at onelowpricene.com. Columbus Motor Company, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple, always.
Welcome back to the Dowd Activity Center at Columbus Scotus High School. Less than 10 seconds on the clock until we shortly hear from the starting lineups for both of these teams. Top 10 teams in Class C1 and Columbus rivals about to clash on the volleyball court here today, Grant. We've talked about it to death, but it's going to be a great one as now the buzzer sounds and we're going to find out about the starting lineups for both of these teams. Pretty much mirror images of one another. The Shamrocks at 11-3 at number 2 in C1. The Vikings at 12-3 at number 9.
Yeah, I think kind of a cool thing to look at is both teams have only lost once at home and both teams have lost twice away. So, you know, this is a game, it's pretty neutral. I mean, it's Scotus' home court, but it's a court that these Lakeview girls have played at quite a bit. So it'll be interesting to see what they come out with. We know Lakeview's very strong up front, and we know Peeper for Scotus is their strength up front, so it'll be interesting to see if Scotus can handle that double attack from Shrunk and Rosendahl.
And actually, some past Shamrocks volleyball players being honored here. No secret that the Shamrocks, or the Columbus Scotus volleyball program, has one of the best, richest pedigrees in the state for specifically what they did 90s, early 2000s, and up to through 2000. It's something we'll again touch on more, but great volleyball players have come through this Scotus volleyball program, and you see some of them there. Again, they get an ovation from the crowd, something nice to see. They know how big this game is, and they're here to support their team for this rivalry match.
And yeah, an interesting fact I just saw today on, it was on Twitter actually, from Scotus. That's Coach John Peterson you see down there. He's the math teacher, but he's actually retiring this year as a math teacher after the year finishes, so it's good to see him get honored tonight as he kind of makes the announcement that he's kind of going to be leaving the school. I'm sure he'll still be at the sporting events, but as a teacher he'll be out, so congratulations to those guys.
And Coach Peterson, the direct reason why this SCOTUS program has been so strong, 37 seasons he'd been at the helm for this Shamrocks team, recently taken over by Joe Held in his second year, who has some big shoes to fill, and he knows it, but he's doing a nice job in his own right.
Yeah, Coach Held did a nice job last year, took the girls decently into the playoffs, into the postseason, so you know he's looking to try and get back there again and make it even farther this year.
And we'll just let the PA announcer do the work for us right now, as you can hear the players being honored, as well as the applause by the crowd.
And head coach without his mustache, John Peterson.
You can hear the excitement from those fans when they say Coach Peterson's name. Obviously a well-respected guy here in the Scotus Arena.
From the class of 1991, Jenny Fritz Mondin and Tina Schumann was a student manager. From the class of 1992, Nikki Jones Davidson, Jenny and Bernard Welby, Debbie Collins Vanderbilt, and Jenny Sizilva Cannon. And from the class of 1993, Christine Pitts Dope was a student manager as well. Congratulations to these girls and their coaches on a tremendous accomplishment. Let's give them another big round of applause. You better thank them, John. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we introduce the starting lineup this evening, we'd like to open up with a prayer, which will then be followed by our national anthem. At this time, I ask that you all please rise. Remove your hats, bow your heads. Let us pray. Strong and faithful God, who has graciously blessed us with life and energy as we come together for this event, we ask you to bless these athletes. Keep them safe from injury and harm, and instill in them a true sense of sportsmanship and respect for one another. Let their skills give you glory, and may you reward them for their faith and perseverance. Help us to appreciate the unity we have in you, and to remember that standing, and help us honor America by placing your right hand over your heart and join in singing the national anthem as it is played by the Scotus Pep Band under the direction of Mrs. Kristen Cox.
And the prayer is done. The national anthem has been played, and closer and closer we are to this first set of this game. We're now going to take a look at the starting lineups for both of these teams, starting with the Lakeview Vikings. And there is the key player for the Vikings, Kayla Shrunk, number 1, alongside Morgan Iverson. Here's the rest of them: Jordan Vogt, Mallory Gottschall, Peyton Rosendahl, the other twin tower, if you will, Grant, along with Reagan Holmberg, Jordy Cordy, and Kayla Shrunk, the aforementioned player. A lot of height, Grant, in the starting lineup for the Vikings.
Yeah, obviously we talked about Peyton and we talked about Shrunk and Rosendahl, but Morgan Iverson leads the team in blocks right now just by 2. She's got 30, and then Shrunk's coming into the game with 28. So Iverson very good at contributing. Look for her to contribute this game as well.
And they gather at the court, and Casey Balitz, the head coach at the helm for these Vikings, doing double duties as the president of the Columbus Area Chamber. He's a busy, busy man leading these Vikings. And now the home team, Shamrocks. And there is Morgan Thorson along with Sarah Schumacher, Courtney LaBenz, Easton Klink, Megan Pieper, Courtney Brockhouse, and Hannah Thomason. Again, returning 5 of 6 starters from last year's team that finished 3rd at state.
And we talked about Pieper's going to have to be their answer up front, but a good thing to look at for Scotus, Morgan Thorson guiding this Scotus offense, and she does a great job at it with over 330 assists this year. Look for her to have a good game for them to be successful today as well.
It's kind of interesting. Between the Vikings, they have 2 players that really kind of distribute the ball with assists. You have Mandy Jackson, who has 146, and you also have another player who has 140 alongside, looking for Mallory Gottschall right now. But it's really all Thorson. She has over 300, and she is the player that sets up and really facilitates the Shamrock offense.
Yeah, and if Volk's at full health this game, she'll probably be taking a majority of that and get all the assists this game. She was injured early in the year, and Mandy Jackson did a great job of stepping up, so at least Lakeview can be comfortable in knowing that if Volk goes down, Jackson can step up and still be very effective guiding the offense.
And Jordan Vogt, the player I was thinking of, who has 218 assists, leading the Vikings in that regard. Another interesting thing to watch for the Shamrocks, they would be returning 6 starters, except for an injury. And that is to Kim Stutzman. She is coming off an ACL injury last year. She's slowly working her way back in. A very good player, a key player for the Shamrocks, and Coach Held said she'll be coming into play as well. Don't expect her to go the full length of the match, but a key component coming off the bench in Stutzman.
Yeah, Stutzman could be a key player to this game, and she will be contributing, you would like to think, in some form when she's able to come into the game.
We're about to start things off here. The Vikings are going to be the ones serving. Morgan Iverson first. She has 10 aces coming into this contest. We are underway. There's the big Shrunk. Good block and a Net violation called against the Shamrocks. Vikings on the board first.
Peyton Rosendahl, big server back there for them.
Excuse me there, that was net violation on Lakeview's 1 point Shamrocks. There is Pieper, and there's the block by Shrunk. That's going to be a battle to watch all evening. That's why, Grant, she is the leading blocker for this Viking squad.
Yeah, very active player. If you watch Kayla Shrunk, or just kind of keep her eye on her, you're going to see her going back and forth, really attacking that net.
Serve goes out for the Vikings, and 2 points for the Shamrocks now. Back and forth these teams go.
Anna Thomason back to serve. And once again, back and forth so far this game. No point strings as of this point.
Going to be a lot of jitters. You hear there's standing room only in both of these student sections, as the Lakeview team has traveled very well, and it's only across town as the Vikings serve. Reagan Holberg, the one to serve it. Here's Shrunk again, who gets a tip on it. Now block again by Shrunk, and another point for the Vikings, 3-2.
And as far as block goes, now Shrunk and Iverson are tied at 30 with those two Shrunk to start off the game. Nice job to get up there. Unfortunately, Schumacher not able to put away that spike.
Serve again by Holmberg. Thorson goes across to Pieper. Now good dig by Kuda. Thorson again puts it over the net. Shrunk again. Shrunk again gets a point going against Pieper. 4-2 now.
Yeah, Shrunk, the big point scorer for this team so far. Leading in kills and now tied for the lead in blocks for this Lakeview team.
Shamrocks looking for an answer. There's a block by the Vikings, but Scotus keeps it alive. There's Shrunk again, goes for the finesse. Great dig by Kuda. Shrunk again, off Pieper. And points again for Lakeview, 5-2.
Shrunk starting off this game the right way for this Lakeview team. This is exactly what they need her to do. If Rosendahl starts hitting as well, it's going to be tough for this Scotus team to stop.
And timeout called by Joe Held as the visiting Vikings come out on fire and get a three-point lead early on in this set. What do you think Coach Held's saying to his team? Obviously, you just want to get the Vikings out of their rhythm, slow it down a little bit, and regroup.
Well, scoring it, going on a run like that's always exciting at the beginning of a match. We got a lot of volleyball left to play, and even in this set, there's plenty of time for Scotus to start making some swings and points as well.
We talked about it, the Shamrocks coming off a third-place finish in state last year, returning 5 starters. But the Vikings, they went 24-8, even though they didn't make state, because of the Shamrocks who kept them out. They had a 24-8 record, which was the school's best record, or volleyball program's best record ever at Lakeview.
Well, we've talked about it. Lakeview hasn't made it deep into the playoffs since the 80s, and that's in big part to the fact that Scotus has been such a dominant force in Class C volleyball over the past 20, 30 years.
And we're back underway after the timeout. Pieper going at it. Good dig by the Vikings. Here is Shrunk again. Goes for the tip. And there's the finish. Big kill by Erica Lowski.
Great job by Erica Lowski coming into the game and getting a stop and putting some points on the board.
And there is the first serving error of the night by Holmberg.
Reagan Holmberg's going to serve that one into the net, and it's going to be 6-3 Lakeview lead. And Schumacher's going to go back to serve.
Schumacher sends it long, going back to the Vikings. And now Shrunk up to serve. Shrunk has 16 aces so far this season. LeBenz takes it. Thorson goes cross court. There is Stutzman, who's coming off the bench and immediately making an impact.
Great job by Stutzman to get in there. Like we said, we talked about it. She doesn't have the ability to come in and contribute and make some big plays.
Iverson with the return, and there's a rare kill by Morgan Thorson.
Not your conventional kill, but Thorson knows a kill is a kill, so mark one up for her, and a great job, reactive play by Thorson.
Pieper serves it over again. Iverson with the big attempt and the big kill. And you're going to see a lot of that tonight, her first of the night.
Peyton Rosendahl, like we said, the other pair of the Twin Towers coming in. If she's able to attack that net like Shrunk has done so far, and she showed she can do it right there, they're going to have a big game.
Big kill by Rosendahl. Rosendahl tries to block it. Vikings keep it alive, but 4 hits against the Vikings. Point Scotus.
They're going to call a lift on that one. So the ball going back over to Scotus. It's going to be 8-6. And Thorson's going to step back to serve.
Served by Thorson. There is Iverson. Good dig by Thorson. Shamrock scrambling. Can't get it over. Point Vikings.
Iverson not as high up in the stats as far as being a leader on this Lakeview team, but still a very big contributor. And when you're playing with players like Shrunk and Rosendahl, to have her on your team as well is just a great compliment to this Lakeview offense.
Pieper going. Good dig by the Vikings, and Rosendahl can't quite get there.
Gotta say, we've been out to quite a few of these Scotus and Lakeview games just to cover them on a news sports basis, and these crowds right now, this is an extremely packed gym. Student sections are very full right now.
Stutman serves it, and there is Rosendahl going for the kill, and it is in. Shamrocks thought it was going to be long, but painted the woodwork, if you will.
Kayla Shrunk was stuck there in the back row for a little bit, but you couldn't tell by the way Rosendahl's playing on the opposite side, lined up. Rosendahl leaded his team 38, so I think we mentioned that at the beginning, but a threat up front and in the backfield. She's going to knock that one out of bounds, but dangerous threat all over the court.
Rosendahl just 6 kills behind Shrunk coming into this contest. And when you have 2 players that are putting up close to 150 kills, just about halfway through the season, you're sitting pretty well if you're Coach Casey Baylitz.
I think Shrunk might have already just got up to 150 after this game with those first 2 she had, but Rosendahl also 155 digs on this season, so she's just kind of an overall, all-around player.
Here comes Shrunk for the attempt. Dig by Pieper. Thorson back to Pieper. Vikings keeping it alive. Rosendahl gets it over. Dig by LeBentz. There goes Schumacher, blocked by Shrunk.
Great job by Jordy Cordy and Shrunk to get in there for the double kill. Great job getting their hands positioned in the right way to stop that and get a nice block.
Served by Cordy. Dig by Kuda. Thorson setting up Pieper. Pieper gets blocked again by Shrunk. And the Vikings, 4-point lead.
Pieper is an animal up front, but so far unable to get into a rhythm and part of this Lakeview D.
Cordy on the serve. Here comes Pieper. She tries to place it and does. Point for the Shamrocks.
It's a much-needed point there. They're only down by 3 points here, so neither team has really taken this game for themselves, but let Scotus a chance to come back and get into this one.
Here comes Rosendahl with a huge hit from the back. Good dig by the Shamrocks. Pieper gets it over. Setting it up for Shrunk again. She flips it over. Good dig by Schumacher. Kill attempt, and there's a point for Reagan Holmberg, her first kill of the night.
Nice job by the senior outside hitter to get there and make a play. That's the danger of this Lakeview offense as well, as when you have other players that can get in there and attack, because people are going to be watching for Shrunk and Rosendahl throughout this game.
Cross court to Pieper. She goes deep. Saved by Rosendahl. Holmberg, excuse me. Schumacher on the attempt. Goes off a Viking player. Point Shamrocks.
Schumacher, I believe, in second as far as kills. I think she has about 84, it says. Yeah, so Schumacher a threat up front as well. Obviously, Pieper the big hitter, but Schumacher's going to have to do a little damage in this game as well.
Schumacher on the serve and goes off the Viking, or Scotus, excuse me. There's Loeski, excuse me. Got tongue-tied for her second kill of the night.
Loeski, yeah, with her second kill on the night, having a nice game so far on that left side.
So now back to Shrunk to do serving duties. Benz returns the serve. Thorson cross court to Stutzman. Stutzman attempts to block it. Good save by the Shamrocks. Back to Thorson to Pieper. Pieper hands the skill and cannot handle it. Is Reagan Holmberg. Point Scotus.
Pieper with the hard hit right down the middle, and that's a hard one to stop if she gets into the right position. Once again, we did see Stutzman come into the game and attack from that left side, so she might be a little more of a force this game than we thought she might be.
There's Rosendahl. Great attempt to dig that by LeBenz, but really just did not have a chance.
Rosendahl just dropping the hammer there right over the middle. She says if Pieper can do it, I can do it too, and nice job to get some points.
Rosendahl so tall, but she had some vertical on that one, and when you can hit down at that angle, it's really not fair for the opposition. There's the block by Iverson, and now the lead has grown to 5.
Iverson says she wants to retain that lead for the blocking for Lakeview, so a nice job by Iverson. She's kind of like that railroad crossing up front. You know, some people might sneak around her, but for the most part, you ain't going to get tired.
I like that. You did your homework.
I did a little bit of homework, looked at the stats, thought of a few puns, and so we should be sitting all right this game, I think.
I love it. I'm sure the people at home do as well, and we have a great one here. Glad you're with us for our first ever volleyball broadcast. 16-12, Shamrocks trailing, and here come the Vikings. And another kill for Iverson.
Iverson has not chalked up as near as many kills this year as Rosendahl and Shrug have, but like I said, still a force up front and someone they do need to pay attention to.
Thorson again setting up Stutzman. Stutzman gets a kill. Her second of the night, lead cut to 4.
Stutzman, we've talked about it already in the short time this game started, but Stutzman could turn out to be a huge factor for the Scotus Shamrocks in this game.
Very athletic player and was a key component last year in their run as a junior. And really, Coach Hill, depending on how this thing goes, they're going to see how long they can ride her or allow her to play. Another point there for Scotus, 17-14 now. Rosendahl again.
Rosendahl, just a big hitter, having a nice game so far from that right side. We've seen her kind of all over the place, actually. She's hit from the left, she's hit from the middle, she's hit from the right, so she's just an overall. Now she's back sitting serving where she's already chalked up 30 aces this year.
And again, too much force behind that one on the serve, and going back to Shamrocks. LeBenz serves it over. And another kill for the Vikings, this time Jordy Cordy.
Lowski 3 kills this game. I think she's tied for the lead so far in kills. Do want to give a little shout out to the Honolds watching in Iowa. Corey Honold, the guy we had a chance to see at a lot of the games we cover for Scotus. So shout out to the Honolds in Iowa and everybody else who's tuning in. Thank you for watching our first broadcast this evening.
Pieper, big kill. That is her second, and Grant staying along those lines. Donnie Thorson, a man who's been after me and the Columbus News team for over a year to broadcast some volleyball. He is watching from California, I believe Anaheim, and he's very happy as well. The perks of broadcasting online, as long as you have an internet connection, you can watch your hometown team from anywhere, and we're glad to provide this for everyone. 19-16 as the ball goes long, point Vikings.
Lakeview a couple points away from sealing off this opening set. A very big set, obviously. Winning one set's not going to win you the whole game, but definitely a good start against a great Shamrocks team.
Served by Holmberg. Thorson setting up Pieper, who goes over Shrunk. And sometimes she hasn't had a lot with the power thus far, so credit Pieper for mixing things up and finessing that one.
Pieper's such a strong swing up front. You're right, you got to be a little elusive here and there, and they're expecting her obviously hit pretty hard this game, like we've seen Rosendahl and Shrunk do as well, so smart move.
Schumacher with the serve, dig by Shrunk. And there's another kill for the Vikings and Erica Losecki. That's her third.
And I don't have the official numbers in front of me, but I think Erica Losecki's leading in kills so far this game, or at least she might be tied, sitting at around 4 maybe.
All very close right now. Unofficially Shrunk with 3, Rosendahl with 4, and Losecki with 3. So all 3 of them doing damage. Losecki, one you maybe wouldn't expect to be up there, but it's a rivalry game. It brings out the best in athletes, as they say. So she's maybe just a little bit more juiced up than maybe normal.
Well, and the great thing about the Scotus Shamrock offense is that they're so fundamentally sound, as we see Stutzman with a nice little put-down kill right there, kind of kill block mix, but Scotus, their strength is just how fundamentally sound they are as far as passing and everything. So I look for Lakeview to counter that, obviously, with their up-front attack.
2 unanswered points by the Shamrocks. Cuts the lead to 2, but there's finesse by Iverson, and it's back up to 3. And Iverson with the block as Thorson tried to go against her. Or excuse me, no. Point Shamrocks, kill Thorson.
Yeah, she just snuck that one by the net there. It was kind of hard to tell. I wasn't sure at first until I saw Rosendahl's reaction, but smart play by Thorson.
Thorson now with the serve. And there is Iverson, and it is too much, and this lead that was as much as 5 is down to 1 for the home team Shamrocks, and they serve.
Like I said, Scotus was never out of the game, and you can see it here. It's a 1-point game.
Serving air there by Thorson puts it back to 2. Iverson to serve for the Vikings.
Yeah, I spoke a little too soon, but we're going to take a timeout here. Scotus is going to take a timeout. Coach Hell's going to kind of regroup his team as Lakeview only 2 points away from taking this first set.
So unofficial stat leaders, you have Shrunk with 4 blocks already in this first set, along with 3 kills. Iverson with a block and a kill. Cordy and Holmberg each have a kill for the Vikings, and Rosendahl leading all Vikings and all players right now with 5. Losecki with 3. As for the Shamrocks, you have Schumacher, who has 2 kills, Pieper with 3, Stutzman with 2, and also Thorson, who's gotten 2 kills.
Yeah, Thorson playing a little bit of that up-front action tonight, but Stutzman coming in, and she's getting pretty good minutes. She has played, I believe, essentially this whole first game. And I think Coach Held probably saw the attack coming up front from Rosendahl, Shrunk, Iverson, all of them up front, and thought, well, maybe he must have been thinking, hey, we got to get Stutzman in the game so we can bring a little more power up at the net.
Thorson, the captain of this Scotus team, and just really technically sound, besides leading an assist with 335, also has a lot of aces. The second leading one on the team with 16 is. Serve goes out of bounds, and again, we're down to 1. 23-22, Lakeview. And here goes Rosendahl. Great dig by the Shamrocks. And that is in. Great kill by Hannah Thomason, and we are tied 23-all.
Great reaction from the crowd now as we sit tied up. First one to get 2 points here is going to be the winner, so we'll see who takes this lead and seals off this first game.
Now Coach Baylitz decides it's time to take out a timeout, and again, Grant, the lead was 5, and the Shamrocks just sort of grinded away and slowly got themselves back into things, and what looked like was very much in control by Lakeview has turned into a tie, as you mentioned, with only 2 points to go to take this first set.
Yeah, Ritter, well, you know, I'm not sure what he's saying in the huddle, but those timeouts turned to be very well timed. Lakeview took that lead very early, that kind of point lead very early on in the game when they went up 5-2, and then Scotus kind of gained a little bit of momentum, and then Lakeview started hitting again, took another timeout, and now we're all tied up. So I'm not sure what he's saying in there, but whatever it is the right thing.
UCC, 10 seconds left on the clock, and timeout officially over. Stutzman going to do the serving duties for the Shamrocks. Good serve. Dig by Rosendahl. Here comes Rosendahl. Levens with the dig. Thorson going to Schumacher. Vikings try to keep it alive and can't on the block. 24-23. Shamrocks take the first lead of the night.
Great job by the Scotus offense, and just the Scotus team in general to stay focused and to come back. Coach Casey Bayless is going to take another timeout as they try to refocus. Scotus, like you said, taking their first lead of the game. Just a fantastic job of staying in this game and fighting off that really strong momentum coming from the Lakeview side.
Casey Bayless knowing how important it is when you especially were in control to get this first set for his team, and you don't want to throw it away. Not only do you lose momentum should you give this up to the Shamrocks, but falling in a hole early when you're in a hostile environment, as you can hear the crowd chanting, the Lakeview Vikings doing the best to compete, but you never want to fall down early when you're at a rival's home.
Yeah, you know, this is, like you said, hostile I think is a good word for this, but when you're a player, I think it's pretty exciting when you have all these people yelling. I mean, when you're actually on the court, it's kind of hard to tell specifically what's coming out of everybody's mouth, but if the reaction from Lakeview here and the response they get going down after having that lead is going to be a very big kind of sign of what this team is like.
And out of the timeout, Stutzman puts too much on it, 24-24.
And Rosendahl kind of hit it out of bounds the first couple times she served, but on paper she's the best server they have, sitting at 32 aces, I believe.
See what Rosendahl can do here. This time it stays in, handled by Kuda. Schumacher with the kill attempt. And ball pushed over too much. I like the effort of what Jordan Vogt was trying to do, but couldn't quite bring it in. And again, a 1-point advantage for the Shamrocks.
Just barely out of bounds there. That was just by a shoestring. I think that was a pretty good play. They just weren't able to keep that one in.
LeBenz with the serve. Some miscommunication by the Vikings. They get it back over. Schumacher on the kill attempt. Dig by Rosendahl. Keeper now gets it over. A chance for the Vikings to rebound. Here comes Shrunk with the kill attempt, and she gets it. 25-25.
And just when Lakeview was starting to look a little bit like Scotus was at the beginning of the game, it looked like they had switched roles for a second, but Shrunk coming up with the huge kill to tie this one back up at 25.
They had the Vikings out of system. Credit to Lakeview for recovering, and now they're serving it in control. Schumacher sends it over. Going back to Shrunk, and Shrunk gets another one. 26-25.
There's a reason why she's leading the team in kills, and that's exactly why she's coming up, tying now or taking the lead over Rosendahl for kills on this game. It's Shrunk a fantastic set so far.
Set point right here for Lakeview. Pieper coming at it, tries to finesse it over. There goes Shrunk. Can she make it 3 in a row? Great job by the Shamrocks. They keep it in. Going back and forth. Good rally. Shrunk again for 3 in a row. Nice dig by Forsen. Schumacher sends it over, blocked by Shrunk. Pieper goes at Shrunk. Pieper gets a kill, and we're tied up again at 26.
And I'm not sure this set's ever going to end, that they're going to keep going back and forth like this. Fantastic play on both sides of the ball. And it is getting loud out here as they're...
And let me see. I think they said net violation on the Shamrocks. So the Vikings take set one, 27-25. Confused us there.
And Vikings out looking extremely excited there. You can tell they wanted to do a few things a little bit better, but great responses by both teams to battle back a bit against some big momentum swings and attack the net up front and make some good plays.
Nothing you would expect any less, Grant. Opening setup a rivalry match between these two teams, and it goes to extra points, if you will, 27-25, and we're going to be in for a treat if the rest of these sets are just like that first one.
I think this might be potentially the best matchup Lakeview and Scotus fans that have watched the games over the years or watched the games over the years have probably seen out of these two teams. Lakeview, maybe one of the strongest teams they put on the court in a long time. Potentially in a very long time. Scotus, good as usual, so it's exciting to see these two teams clash like this in their hometown environment.
Grant, that first set brought to you in our inaugural ever coverage of volleyball high school action by Bose West. They have the best burgers in the town, and they're good, and they also help sponsor this, and you should go check it out and eat a burger after the game.
I'm sure they're going to be pretty busy after this game if they continue to, the two teams continue to bat it out like this, because it's going to be pretty stressful for a lot of these parents, and stress can build up some hunger.
Yes, it can. And you know all about hunger and appetite. Being a football player where you had to eat, 4,000, 5,000 calories? That's like 5 or 6 Bo's West burgers.
I'm trying to calm down the appetite recently. I'm trying to be a little bit healthier. I don't need all that football weight anymore. I'm not running 5 hours a day like I used to, so I'm trying to cut down on the diet a little bit. But I used to be able to put it out. I can still put it away. It just doesn't look. I don't look very good if I stick to that diet plan.
Well, the Shamrock student section does not look too what is the word I'm looking for, Grant?
Discerned, maybe?
They don't look discouraged.
Discouraged.
I don't know how I didn't think of that one.
It's a disword.
I was too excited. Discouraged. But what I'm trying to make is they are ready to help their team, propel them to even things up here in this second set.
Maybe they just need to get a Bo's West burger, relax a little bit, and they'll be good to go.
You know,
there you can see Rosendahl, one of the Twin Towers up front. We say Twin Towers, but Lakeview just has so many talents, as we've already seen, that are able to attack the net up front. That Losky, man, Erica Losky, a great job in the first half to attack the front, and Iverson as well getting up there.
She put up 3 big ones in that opening set, and now set 2 is underway as Kuda serves it for the Shamrocks. Rosendahl going back at him. There's Schumacher, and Schumacher gets the first kill of set number 2.
Yeah, Schumacher, the second leading killer on this team, or leader in kills. I probably should word that a little bit better, but Schumacher is very athletic as well and able to get up there and attack from pretty high up on the net.
Kuda again with the serve. And this time the Vikings answer 1-1.
A sight we're used to seeing so far as they tie it up here, and Rosendahl getting her first kill of this set, but she's going to kick back to serve now. We'll see if she can kind of get into a rhythm here.
Keeps it in this time. Good dig by LeBenz. Big kill by the Shamrocks this time. Hannah Thomason. That is her second kill of the night.
Shamrocks finding some answers up front here this game, which is something they needed to do coming into this week, and I'm sure they were, even though it's a very short period of time to practice, they were focusing on.
Coach Held said he needs some players to step up alongside Pieper. There's one again, Loeski. Kill for the Vikings. No, excuse me, Cordy. That's her second kill of the night. Served by Cordy now. Pieper goes at it. Sheeps finesses it, and there's another kill for Pieper.
Pieper got the big arm, but we've seen it a couple times this game. She's seems to be a pretty good judge of character. We've seen it throughout the season of when to kind of lay off the hammer and just kind of touch it over for a quick, easy point.
Good dig by the Shamrocks. Schumacher pushes it back over the net. Here comes Schumacher. Dig by Rosendahl. Here comes Shrunk. Shrunk gets denied this time. Big Pieper with the big point.
Pieper and Schumacher taking over a little bit of the blocking duties there, and Pieper and Schumacher just a big force up front. Nice job to get the hands in a nice placement. He put that one down on the ground.
Schumacher with the kill.
Scotus starting out the way Lakeview did last game, starting out with a 5-2 lead. Scotus did end up coming back, but if it's any sign of the last game, Scotus be looking good at this point.
Thomas in with the serve. Held by Rosendahl. Here comes Shrunk. This time she won't be denied. Point Lakeview.
Stutzman's going to come back into the game here, and you can tell with the way that they're playing up front. And excuse me, Bailey Honold. Shout out to the Honolds in Iowa once again. Honold getting into the game, so see what she can do.
Thorson with a great set for Schumacher, but she's unable to keep it in. Point Vikings. Here comes Pieper. Pieper too much. Again, the Vikings with 2 points consecutively, and we're tied up at 5.
That one just barely out. If I would have had to call that one from Ed Pieper, I thought it looked like it was about in, but leave that one to the sideline judges.
Here comes Shrunk. Good dig by Kuda. Thorson now sends it to Honnold. Honnold puts it over. Shrunk now puts it back over. Pieper can't handle it. Tricky little move by Shrunk there.
And the quick play to get that one over the net, and a smart play at that is Lakeview takes their first lead of this set, 6-5, and starting to get into a little bit more of a rhythm.
Pieper goes at Shrunk, and Shrunk answers with a big block again. That's going to be the battle to watch all night. And this time, Shrunk came out on the winning end.
You can see if you kind of watch that one again, she knew that one was coming hard, so she tucked her head down a little bit and got her hands in the right position and finished a nice block.
Rosendahl sends it over. Thorson with the set. Schumacher. Here comes Rosendahl from deep. Good save by Thorson. Pieper sends it over. Good dig. Got a great rally going on here. Thorson sends it to Pieper. And blocked by the Vikings. This time it's Jordan Vogt with it.
Jordan Vogt, the senior, guides this offense, does a nice job of taking over the net duties there and getting a block.
And an ace for the Vikings, and there's another point. Reagan Holmberg making that 14 on the season. Timeout, Scotus.
A big momentum shift here as Lakeview scores 7 straight points to take the 4-point lead. Coach Hell taking a timeout, looking to readjust. Last time after they readjusted in that first set, they came out with a lot of energy, and that's when we saw Stutzman come into the game. So we'll see if she gets back in here.
Yeah, atmosphere is no less electric than it was in the opening set. You hear the Scotus student section cheering on their team. Scotus Power, or Shamrock Power, excuse me. And standing room only, Grant, in this gym. It is hot in here. Almost, dare I say, like a sauna.
You're not lying. It is very hot in here. We had the coats on a little bit earlier. I'm going to take those off because it was getting a little warm in here. But you're right, standing room only. You got, can't see her right now, but the CCC coaches are here as well. And I don't blame them. Some great in-town scouting to try to snag a couple of these players for next year. Coach Mary Young, she's been up there for a while, and they do a nice job out there in volleyball. They're having a pretty good season so far. They went down to Phoenix last year for postseason and made a pretty deep run.
There's Coach Casey Baylitz as the Vikings serve one into the net. Lead back to 3-9-6. Schumacher serving for now for Scotus. Great dig there by Schumacher. A little miscommunication though by the Shamrocks. Point Vikings.
And Scotus lead is going to continue, or Lakeview lead, excuse me, is going to continue to grow. 10-6, keeping up at 4. Lakeview not short of up-front attackers so far this night.
Trump now serving. There it goes. Stutzman. Great dig, but it's going to go out of bounds. Kill Stutzman.
Talked about it. They went into timeout. Stutzman comes into the game. She's a force up front. She does a great job, and you just got to see a little glimpse of it right there.
Keeper sends it over. And look at that. A nifty little point by Jordan Vogt.
Both making a little bit of noise up there by the net.
Vogt with the serve now. Comes Stutzman again, and she gets another point for her team.
Stutzman in the game for a short 4 points at this time and already making a big impact.
Again, we talked about it coming off an ACL injury. This is a great time for her to make a big impact. Thorson with the serve. Here comes Rosendahl.
And that's a hard shot to stop up front unless you're just in the perfect position for the block, perfectly timed. With the way Rosendahl is able to hit that, and Pieper as well when she comes over the middle like that. That's a difficult shot to stop.
Morgan Iverson with the serve for the Vikings. Lead is at 4. Comes Stutzman again, block. And the Shamrocks can't handle it. There's a couple new names getting in on the action. Brooke Wilkie alongside Cordy.
Stutzman's been dangerous from that left side so far this set, so nice job by Lakeview to set up for that one.
Thorson sets it up 13-8, and there is Stutzman firing. Good dig by the Vikings. And here comes Rosendahl. And Rosendahl with yet another kill. That is her third of this set, her 8th of the night.
She has just looked great so far this match. She was hitting from all over this previous set. She's hitting all over for this set, and just a big part of why Lakeview is up 14-8 right now.
Stutzman again. Goes out again, and the lead has grown. 15-8. Now 7-point advantage for the visiting Vikings.
Smart job to feed it to Stutzman, unable to get these last couple kills to touch ground, but if you're Stutzman, you just got to keep hitting. You got to keep attacking the net, and eventually you're going to start getting some kills again.
LeBenz just has to send it over. Now there is Stutzman again, getting it over. Shamrocks need to get back in system. Here comes Rosendahl. Finesses it, and Rosendahl showing she has power and placement to her arsenal of skills.
Smart move and a very, very nice touch, like you said, to get that one just in the perfect spot back there in the corner where Scotus couldn't get to it.
Shamrocks looking for answers. There's Stutzman, and there she gets one. Looking to slow down this momentum by the Vikings. 16-9 now, lead at 7.
That's Brooklyn Wilkie alongside Rosendahl trying to go up there for the block, but unable to get that one.
Stutzman now with the serve, and there looks to try to finish it. It was Buman, and Rosendahl this time can't get it over the net. 2 consecutive points now for Scotus.
Stutzman, maybe kind of a good luck charm for this Scotus team. She comes in out of break, gets a couple. I spoke a little soon there,
what are you doing?
Stutzman get in there and was making some momentum up front. She got him a little momentum in the backcourt there before that serve just fell short, but she's going to go sit out again there. But she's done a nice job there for the short time that she was able to get it in play.
So 17-10 now. Scotus still looking to get into this lead. Schumacher sends it over. Thorson sets it up. Rosendahl with the dig. Rosendahl just sends it over. LeBenz now. Thorson. Thomason. Again a dig by Rosendahl. Here comes Thomason again. Rosendahl again with a 3rd consecutive dig. Again dug by the Vikings. Here comes Shrunk now. Thorson gets it. LeBenz gets it. Thomason sends it over. We're still going. Shrunk again. Shrunk finishes things off. 18-10. And wow, Grant, what a heck of a rally.
Just great effort plays by both offenses and defenses on both sides. That play doesn't stay alive originally without the help of Rosendahl and Cordy. But a great response by Scotus and then great finish by Shrunk.
Scotus short of answers right now. They need to cut into this 8-point lead. Thomason having another crack at it. Now Schumacher. Vikings really getting comfortable. Shrunk tips it over. Another point for the 6-foot senior.
Lakeview 19-10 the lead right now, really closing down on this second set. Scotus is going to have to dig deep and find an answer here.
Kuda handles the serve. LeBenz sends it over. Now to Rosendahl. Kill from the far side. Good dig, Thorson. Schumacher again sends it over. Here comes Shrunk and a block. Denied big time. Jessica Buman in on the action for Scotus.
Fantastic job by Buman to get in good position and then able to respond to that set there and get a block. Scotus by no means out of this thing, down 8 points, 19-11 at this point, and it's going to be difficult, but Scotus still has a chance to come back and get into this game.
Pieper does come back in off the bench for the Shamrocks, and there is an ace serve by LeBenz. 2 quick points.
And the lead closes to 7. Courtney Lobbins. Lobero for Scotus.
Lobbins now with the serve. Ball goes out. Shamrocks 3 points now, and they did it last set. Can they do it again?
rotating in and making some noise.
And miscommunication by the Vikings. Now 4 straight. The lead is cut to 5, and Coach Balitz is beside himself. He's calling a timeout to regroup his team.
He's not very happy right now, but I think he's kind of telling them, hey, calm down, communicate, get your minds right. You know, you're going in, you have an 8-9 point lead, and then you give up about 3 of those 4 points there to Scotus, who really didn't have to do much. You know, give a little credit to Courtney Lobbins for coming in and hitting some nice serves and getting them in the right position to score some points. Lakeview could have to readjust and make sure they stay in their formation, stay in their rotation, and do the things they do best.
And credit the Shamrocks team. You know, they've been down that first set, even though they ultimately lost. They're down again, and they're right now in the midst of another comeback, not laying down, not saying die, and you wouldn't expect them to do. It's a rivalry match, Grant. They have their whole home fans here. They have the student section cheering for them, and they're giving it their all right now.
Yeah, Scotus definitely has not given up any of these sets. Obviously, like you said, we saw it in the first one, and we're seeing it right now again. They've been playing hard throughout these 2 games, and they're going to continue to play hard, I'm sure, through the rest of the match.
And there's another ace by LeBenz. It continues. Balitz's timeout did not have the initial effect he wanted. 5 straight for the Shamrocks, and the lead cut to 4.
Lobbins, the magic touch right now. I'm not sure what it is, but she's getting points.
Shrunk trying to end the rally. Pieper keeps it alive. Lobbins sends it over. Kept in by the Vikings, and again, Rosendahl digging. And point Scotus. I don't know if they called a double hit or what, but the end result was a point. 6 straight now for Shamrocks.
That was close. That looked like that might have been going out. Mallory Gotchel kept that one in, but it was a little hard to tell. I don't think you can be mad at her for taking that one.
Lobbins with the dig. Here comes Schumacher. Ball kept in and not enough. 7 straight for Scotus. 19-17.
Scotus showing why they're able to stay in this game. They're doing a fantastic job. Like I said, an 8-point lead is not the end of the world. That's not the end of the match. Lakeview still has 6 to go, and now Scotus only has 8.
Rosendahl from deep. Thorson with the dig. Thomason sends it over. Going to Shrunk. Shrunk now saved by Pieper. Thorson to Thomason. Thomason gets the kill off the Lakeview player. 8 straight, Grant. 19-18. We have a 1-point ball game.
Fantastic focus by Scotus and a fantastic job by Ritter to get his team back on track here. Not Ritter, excuse me, Coach Held.
Another ace by LeBenz, Grant. 19-19. We are tied up right now.
You cannot ask for a more exciting volleyball match to call, let alone our first one we get a broadcast. This is just fantastic to watch right now.
Can the Shamrocks make it 9? Shrunk trying to say no. Kudo with the dig. Now Pieper goes with it. Pieper with the finesse. Pushed over by the Vikings. That time it was Vogt. There's Schumacher blocked. 9 straight, and the Shamrocks have taken the lead.
And the Vikings searching for an answer here as Scotus, like you said, just takes the lead. Fantastic job by Shamrocks to get back on track here.
Here comes Shrunk. Vikings now Shrunk. Now the Vikings get on the board, and they've tied things back up. But after a 9-point rally by the Shamrocks, and things are tied at 20 after the Shrunk kill. And it's damage control if you're Lakeview, and get back in control of things is the hope.
That is indeed the answer they needed there.
Schumacher, though, trying to get the serve back for her team. Thorson sets it up for Pieper. Pieper pushes it over. Now Shrunk. Kakuda tries to save it, but Shrunk back-to-back points, and now a 2-point lead. Or 1 point, excuse me.
Coach Held's going to take a timeout here and readjust. Lakeview able to get back on track there, like we said at the end, take the lead one more time, 21-20. Very close as we get back to the end of the set. Very similar to what we saw this first set. Lakeview had a lot of momentum going throughout the entire set. Scotus able to come back. They went back and forth until the end.
Lakeview looking a little bit, I'm not sure what the right word is, but they're just out of rhythm, out of sync there at some of these times, and Scotus able to capitalize on that. And now we're looking at a very close match, 21-20, a few points to go in this set.
Always when you have a rivalry match, you ask each coach what they think of each of these teams. Coach Balin says of Scotus, they're always a great opponent. They're well-disciplined, well-coached. We're seeing that here. Coach Joe Held's team was down 9 and have come back. And, you know, you always know what you're going to get with the Shamrocks. And on the opposite end, with Coach Held talking about Coach Balitz and the Lakeview team, said, you know, Coach Balitz does a great job getting his kids ready to play. As we've seen, they've come out fired up. And right now, couldn't ask for anything better. 21-20 as the Shamrocks now tie things up. 21-all.
Scotus so far this set doing a great job at attacking off that left side. They're able to hit down the line. They're able to kill cross court. A lot of points with an exception of those service aces. There we see Shrunk coming from the left side and get a cross court kill. But Scotus doing a great job. Hunnell's going to come in the game here for Hannah Thomason. Thomason getting a couple of kills in there while she was in.
Reagan Holmberg now with the serve. Benz handles it, Thorson saves it. Sent over by Honnold. Here comes Shrunk again. Honnold sends it over to Schumacher. Schumacher hits the net, and that's going to be 4 hits. Point Lakeview, 23-21.
Schumacher unable to get that one over the tape there.
Here comes Schumacher again. This time firing it off the Vikings player. Schrunk's going to push it over. Kuda with the save. Thorson to Pieper. Here comes Shrunk again. Dig by La Benz. Schumacher again into the net, and again 4 hits. 24-21 grand match point Lakeview. And the fans here are on their feet.
Schumacher unable to get that one over either, but they look to see the ball continue to go to her throughout this game.
And a serve goes into the net. Vikings give up the advantage, 24-22. Scotus serve. Schumacher to do it. Goes off Rosendal's hands. Here comes Stutzman in off the bench. Stutzman! Not quite the kill as Shrunk sends it over. Stutzman again. Set up for Shrunk. LeBenz with it. Pieper and a point for the Vikings. 2 sets to nothing. 25-22 for the visiting Lakeview team.
And you what? Vikings take the 2-0 lead here, yes, and that's a great job for them to go up this early as they go into this third. We were going into this third set. This game is. It seemed a little bit quicker just because it's been such great volleyball to watch. It's not exactly been a time saver of a game, but very great volleyball. Absolutely fun to watch. And the 2-0 lead, not really showing what this game has really been like. Scotus has done a great job so far of answering Lakeview at every turn. Lakeview is taking the momentum in both of these sets early on, and Scotus finds a way to answer, come back, and make it close. 25-22. Lakeview takes their second set.
So the Vikings coming into the Shamrocks house take the first set 27-25 and the second 25-22 despite a valiant effort by the Shamrocks rallying for 9 straight points. And Grant, I'm doing a little bit of history, and the Vikings have only defeated the Shamrocks once since 2003. Shamrocks lead 27-1, and that win came last year by way of 3-2. Vikings in all the recent history has never swept the Shamrocks. Ever.
This might be, we talked about earlier, Lakeview was able to get to the postseason in the playoffs back in the 80s, but this might be one of the best volleyball teams to come through Lakeview. Just really great overall. And we talked about Coach Christensen retiring earlier. I'd be remiss if I didn't mention Gary Pitts, a guy you've had a chance to work with, the activities director here now, so he will be done at the end of the year as well. So we want to thank Gary for his cooperation in helping us out this year for Scotus, and also Peg Moorfield, science teacher, and Wayne Moorfield, school president for Scotus. They announced as well that they're going to be finished at the end of the year. So I'm sure very thankful to Scotus staff and faculty and students to have those people in their lives, and we're obviously grateful to have Pitts. Has been great for us, as a new company here in town and broadcast these games. Pitts has really been nice to work with to put these kind of broadcasts and bring this to you together. So congratulations to Pitts and the Moorfields and Christians on great careers for Scotus.
Absolutely. Just going along those lines, all the athletic directors for all three high schools have really been very welcoming for Columbus News Team coming in here and allowing us to broadcast these games, from Coach Brown at Columbus High as well as Shadley at Lakeview. And again, can't speak enough of how much we enjoy doing this and how happy we are to be able to bring this to the people of Columbus. I mean, it doesn't get better than this, Grant. We got to talk about and call sports.
It does not. It doesn't get any better in this. And that one's going to go out of bounds on a Rosendahl serve, and Scotus is going to take the early 1-0 lead. But like you said, all the athletic directors and coaches have just been absolutely great to work with and made our job a lot easier with how cooperative and helpful they are.
This one still could be far from over, but the Shamrocks have some work to do. And net violation,
net violation
against the Vikings, so 2-0 Scotus.
Net violation on Lakeview, and they've seen a couple of those so far this game, just so aggressive up front. Coach Bayless, you're bound to get a few of those calls.
Here comes Shrunk, having a great night. Kuda sends it over, dig by Rosendahl. Shrunk pushes it over again. Now Schumacher has an option and puts it into the net. Schumacher's a little bit of a slump right now. That's about the second or third time she's done that recently.
We mentioned this with Stutzman a little bit earlier. She needs to continue to hit. She does a great job. She's second on this team in kills with 84 coming into this game. So she'll get into a rhythm if they continue to feed her the ball. And a nice job by number 6, Jordan Vogt, the leader on this team in assists, but having a great game up by the net so far.
2-0. Served by Jordy Cordy. Here comes Pieper. Pieper gets it off of Schrunk's hands. Point Scotus.
Arnold back to serve, and Scotus definitely not giving up on this one as they come out very aggressive, and looks like we got a bug on the floor. It looks like a grasshopper, and Thorson there trying to kick
Thorson's
that one
trying
around.
to get rid of it right now, and Thorson put an end to it, whatever it was. And
I'm not sure if,
sorry, whoever that thing was.
I'm not sure if bug rights groups are watching this one, but Thorson a little more focused on the game right now, and
it's in a better place right now.
Hey, it's in a better place.
Back to volleyball action, though. The Vikings get a point, tie things at 3.
Jordy Cordy, a big player on this team as well. We haven't mentioned her really. I mean, we've talked about her, but we haven't talked about her stats much. 108 digs so far this year, just behind Shrunk with 118 and Rosendahl with 155.
Holmberg with the service. Pieper sends it over. And the kill by number 9, Erica Lasecki. Hadn't called her name much that second set, but she's back in the third.
Yeah, speaking of Cordy right there, a fantastic job to spot that one on the down the net.
Nice save by Honnold as Thorson gets it over. Lakeview keeps it in. It looked like it was going to go out. Shrunk with the kill attempt. Great dig again by Honnold. Keeper sends it over. Shrunk with the big kill. 5-3 lead.
Shrunk, just a fabulous job at swinging the arm over the middle, and I mentioned it earlier that her and Pieper and Rosendahl down that middle, that's a very difficult shot to stop if you're not set up already in the perfect position of block.
Holmberg again sends it over. Good serve. Here comes Pieper. Goes over Shrunk. Great save by Lakeview. Arnold sets it to Pieper again. Pieper with the kill.
We've seen Pieper drill it a couple of times here. She's done a good job of hitting some power balls, but most of her points have come off finesse shots. I mean, that wasn't exactly a finesse shot, but a good job of placement. There was a nice block set up front there. She did a nice job finding the open area.
Easton Klink subbed out for the Shamrocks as a serve by Schumacher cannot be handled by Holmberg. We're tied back up at 5.
Again, hoping for Scotus, maybe that's enough to kind of get her confidence back up, help her get into a little bit of rhythm. It's not exactly a kill attempt from the outside, but you always got to be excited about an ace.
Shrunk with the kill, too much though. Point Scotus. Schumacher with the serve. Here comes Shrunk. Pieper blocks it, gets it back over. Good dig by Honnold. Pieper sends it over again. Rosendahl from deep just gets it over. Now Shrunk and Pieper battle. Shrunk comes out on top.
It gets a little one-on-one up front there, and Shrunk able to just power that one over a little bit longer. She stayed up just a hair longer, was able to get that one down. Pieper not an easy opponent to go up on that one against either.
Stutzman sends it over. Rosendahl kill. Lobbens can't handle it. 7-6 Lakeview.
Rosendahl showing why she's the heavy hitter, just getting set after set, continuing to be a power up front.
Now Shrunk with the serve into the net. Point Scotus. Things are tied up at 7.
Pieper going to step back to serve and take some backcourt duties here.
Gottschall goes off for the Vikings. Pieper serves it across. Set up for Holmberg and point Holmberg. That is tough to stop. Rosendahl with another one. Now sent over by Vogt. There's Brockhouse in from the Shamrocks. Rosendahl sends it over. And Thorson with a sneaky one. Good dig though by Vogt and saved by the Vikings. Mallory Gottschall with it. There comes a kill attempt by Stutzman. Ball out of bounds. Point Vikings.
You see Coach Bayless throw the fist pump there on the outside as they're able to take the 2-point lead, I believe, here. And the officials are going to be discussing something over here. Not quite sure what they're talking about, but if this is indeed, Lakeview's point, they're going to go up 9-7 here. The Scotus student section not happy about that call, but nonetheless, Lakeview taking the 9-7 lead.
See the official having a word with Coach Joe Held, who wants an explanation. 9-7 is the score. Stutzman gets the kill. Point Scotus. They really are doing a good job of not letting this thing get too far out of hand, especially in the third set. They can't afford to go down 9 again and try to rally that off.
A quick shout out to our camerawoman, Taylor down there. She was worried about getting hit by a ball before the game. She's a Lakeview student, does a great job helping us out, and she was able to avoid that one. But another out of bounds ball. Lakeview's going to continue to keep the 2-point lead, 10-8.
So now serving is Iverson for the Vikings. Iverson sends it out of bounds. Point Scotus.
Gottschall going to rotate back in for the Vikings here.
Shrunk handles the serve. Here comes Rosendahl. Dig by Honnold. Pieper and Thorson both send it over. Rosendahl again off the net. Here comes Schumacher with the kill attempt. Shrunk saves it. Sent over. Great rally by Gottschall. We're still going. Thorson back to Schumacher. Schumacher with the kill. 10-10.
Schumacher stuck with it there, that left side. That's what she's been playing this whole game, and she does a great job to get in there, stick with it, and a great kill cross court there.
Served by Stutzman. Wilkie was the one with the kill attempt. Now Schumacher. Schumacher goes too far. Point Vikings. Just an inch, Grant, past that line.
Yeah, nice job by Shrunk there to hold that one off. Tempting ball. Those are hard to tell. That one was just right over the line. But good judgment by Shrunk, and Lakeview 11-10, still 1-point game.
Rosendahl sends it over. Schumacher again. There's Shrunk. Rejected though. Big block. Jessica Boomick.
Looked like she might have caught a little bit of top of the net there. See, that one came back and caught her in the face a little bit, but able to play that one off, and all tied up here. And the Dow Activity Center, home of the Scotus Shamrocks.
Buman and Brockhouse go to the bench shortly as Leben, she was the one who really sparked that comeback in set 2 while she was serving, is now serving for Scotus. Lakeview wants to do their best to get a point to keep that from happening. Not on that occasion, though. Shamrocks get it. Lobens will serve again.
Yeah, and Lobens, I'm not sure what it is, but the magic touch definitely in the second set, like you said, was a major reason for why they went on such a run here, but they are able to score a first point off of her first serve.
Lobens sends it back. Now over by Easton Klink. And Thorson can't handle a spike there by Reagan Holmberg. We are tied up at 12.
Reagan, another Holmberg, another one of many Lakeview girls having a nice game so far today up front.
And serve just long. So now Honnold will serve for Scotus.
Honnold back to serve here.
And Pieper got a hand on it, though. Point Scotus, 14-12 now.
Kind of a confusing one there as they both kind of touched the ball, but nonetheless it landed in bounds, so no debate there. That is for sure Scotus's point. And
now Shrunk with it, sends it across. Shrunk goes out of bounds, 15-3. Biggest lead for the Shamrocks of the night in this set.
yeah, Shamrocks gaining some momentum here, but like we've seen most of this game so far, leads haven't really meant much.
And make it a 4-point lead, 16-12 now. And this is what the Shamrocks need, Grant. They need to build on this and carry this momentum and get this set number 1 out of the way to extend this game.
Yeah, obviously they need to close this set out with a win so they can stay in this. But if they are able to do that, very big confidence builder, because they have been in most of this game.
Here comes Pieper, this time blocked by Shrunk. Pieper keeps it alive. Schumacher now sends it over. Forty saves it. Now Shrunk. Pieper. And Thorson can't save it, and point for the Vikings.
Shrunk, a big reason why Lakeview's been able to answer these momentum swings so far tonight. Shrunk has kind of came in with a big kill when Scotus is kind of getting into roll. She's kind of the one that shuts that down with the kill.
And an ace for the Vikings and Reagan Holmberg. That's a big one as they're getting back into this thing, not allowing that deficit to get too far, and a timeout taken by Coach Held, who knows very critical point in the match now.
Yeah. Coach Held here going to readjust a little bit. So far, every time they've taken a timeout, they've come out pretty strong and have done some great things. We'll see how they come out here. They're still in the lead, 16-14, in good position. There you see the Shamrocks getting into a little bit of their, having a little fun with the crowd. You see the band getting into that one as well. Lakeview trying to answer the call. A lot of yelling. We get to sit right in between here. But we'll see Stutzman not in the game so far. We haven't seen her featured in this set so far. Doesn't look like she's going to come in right now. Stutzman also been a big reason why Scotus has been able to kind of turn the tide when they've fallen down by quite a few points to the Lakeview team in sets.
So timeout is over. We're back in action. 16-14 Scotus. Pieper coming at the Vikings. Now Lewinsky, dig by Kuda. Or excuse me, Easton Klink with that dig. Tricky play by the Vikings, and now the lead is cut to 1.
1 point game again. Lakeview wants to close this one out quickly. They don't want to go any longer than they have to with this Shamrocks team.
Too much on the serve, though. Scotus gets back to a 2-point lead, and Schumacher will be serving.
Danger with this Shamrocks team, if you're Lakeview, is they've started slow in a couple games, and then were able to come back and finish out the last 3 sets against some solid teams.
Stutzman tries to get the kill. And Trunk there again, saying not today. 17-16. Shrunk now after the block with the serve. Here comes Stutzman again. Now Pieper. And again denied by Rosendahl and Iverson. 17-0.
I think you're right. I think Iverson did get that one. A little hard to tell. That was a little staggered there, and Rosendahl trying to get a little help on their outside, but Iverson did a great job so far getting some blocks this game.
Here comes Stutzman again, looking for that kill. Doesn't get it there. Rosendahl on the other end into the net. 18-17 Scotus. Now coming in is Brockhouse as well, coming out for Jessica Buman.
In 18-17, as you can see here, still a 1 point game.
Pieper serving. Rosendahl sends it over. Pieper with the dig. Now Honnold sends it over for the Shamrocks. Here comes Iverson, blocked by Stutzman, as well as Buman. 19-17.
Buman as well getting in there, but Stutzman, you have to keep an eye on her. She can do some big things, as we've already seen these first 2 games, and that one's going to be out, but held, keeping her a little bit longer out of the game, and that may be due in part to the fact that Scotus kept their lead, or at least stayed in the game for so long, still up 19-18. But Stutzman may be able to capitalize here late for the Scotus Shamrocks and have a big impact.
Orson tries to trick Rosendahl, not this time though. The big 6'1" body was there, and we are tied up at 19. Jordan Vogt with the serve. Lob ends to Thorson, to Stutzman. Stutzman denied, off lob bends his head though. The Shamrocks keep it alive, and a tricky point by the Scotus Shamrocks. Jessica Buman finishing things off. Shamrocks caught a break there, I think.
Yeah, great, and due to the part of the hustle by Buman to stay with the ball there and go up for the one-on-one with Iverson, not an easy task, and able to finish that one off.
Thorson with the serve. There goes Rosendahl. Thorson with the dig. Point Scotus, Lakeview in the net. 21-19. Thorson again sends it over. And there's Iverson. Thorson with the dig. Stutzman tries to trick in. Rosendahl again is there. 21-20. That's the second time in a row they've tried to get Rosendahl. And the second time Rosendahl denies.
Yeah, try to sneak it past. We get to see Wilkie coming into the game here. Brooklyn Wilkie.
Thorson to Schumacher. Or excuse me, Stutzman. There's Wilkie. And Wilkie gets no. The fans of Lakeview are not happy. Net call. So 22-20 after that one.
I think they're calling a net violation on Wilkie there. Good placement. I didn't quite see that one.
Stutzman with the serve. And there comes Holberg out of the back, and she's not letting Scotus get too far ahead. 22-21. And not much closer than things could be right now as get ready for the serve.
An absolutely crucial part of this match right now. Lakeview up 22-21 as you can look at the score there.
Rosendahl sends it over. And point Lakeview, saying Buman was in the net. 22-22. And here we go. Served by Rosendahl. Here comes Schumacher with a kill attempt, blocked by Schrunk. Good dig by Honnold. Thorson sends it over. Handled by Gottschall. Here comes Schrunk. Saved by Scotus. And a point for the Shamrocks. That is a big play by Buman, answering for being in the net in the prior point.
Big point here, very similar to that first set. Lakeview was able to get up to 23 points. Scotus came back, and they went back and forth until Lakeview capped it off 27-26.
Benz with a very good serve, and we've seen it before. It's Rosendahl couldn't handle it. 24-22.
Scotus just 1 point away from sealing off their first victory for this set. Casey Baylitz, as we might expect, is going to take a timeout and try to rearrange things here.
And the Scotus faithful are on their feet. The student section has been all night, but the fans, now with what's upcoming, the parents, I should say, of the Shamrocks are up, as they are ready for their team to win this first set.
It'll be interesting to see if they come out here, if Lakeview will be able to answer that, like you said, or if Scotus is able to seal off their first one. And Scotus, a dangerous team once you start getting into those fourth and fifth sets. They do a great job of coming back to win. Sometimes they've started slow, like we've mentioned. But Lakeview really a dominant force so far today for the most part of this match.
And if you're Coach Held, you have exactly who you want serving in Courtney LaBenz, leading her team with 24 aces thus far. She just had one that Rosendahl couldn't handle, and this is exactly what you want if you're a Scotus fan. LaBenz with the serve, match point. Here comes Schrunk. Pieper saves it. And Schrunk was in the net. Baylitz contests right now as he speaks to an official. And timeout taken. Set 3 goes to the Shamrocks officially, 25-22 with Schrunk being in the net, and we are still going. 2-1 Lakeview lead. We're going to take a quick break, Grant, shortly. This game brought to you in part by Ernst, one of our sponsors. We're going to hear from them and be right back with set 4 action.
Would you like to watch this game from above the crowd? When it comes to finding you a new home, the team at Total Realty have a game plan that'll put you above the crowd. Whether you're buying or selling, they will answer your questions and provide an expert offense to put you in the lead during the whole process. The Total Realty team members are real people living in your same community. They have the same concerns as you do, and one might just live in your own neighborhood. Your RE/MAX team members are the hometown experts with the world of experience. They don't just want to sell you homes, they want to make you happy. At Total Realty today, log on to ColumbusTotalRealty.com or see their full list of homes from the Columbus app, available on iPhone and Android devices.
This Columbus News Team volleyball set break brought to you by Ernst Auto and Ernst Toyota in Columbus. And we're going to take a quick break from the volleyball action between the Shamrocks and Vikings to talk to one of the representatives from our sponsor for these broadcasts, in Jeannie from Ernst. Jeannie, fuel prices are going down, and you have things at Ernst that are allowing customers to push that dollar even further. Tell us more about that.
Well, great gas prices and the fuel-efficient car like the Toyota Camry are helping our customers make great bargains and drive farther.
The Camry, obviously very fuel efficient, pushing that dollar further with the low gas prices. What other Camrys, models, makes do you have at Ernst?
There's several Camrys out there. There's the LE, the SE, the XSE, and the XLE. All have an aggressive design, sporty interior, innovative technology. The Bullet Camry has a wireless charging, so no one has to take their plug and plug it in anymore. You don't have to worry about having that along for the ride. And each new Camry comes along with our Toyota Care and the roadside assistance for 2 years.
So that makes it pretty convenient for those purchasing a Camry from you guys. Do you have any other special promotions going on with the Camry?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Right now, the 2015 Camrys have 0% up to 60 months financing. If leasing's the option for you, the 2050 Camry SE is $159 per month for 36 months with approved credit and a down payment.
Well, you're making me want to buy a Camry. I'm in the market for a new car, so I'm assuming other people want to buy it as well. How many Camrys do you have when people come rushing to Ernst?
We have actually 30 Camrys available to choose from, and always remember, if you don't find what you like at the dealership, we can find it for you.
And where can the audience find Ernst Toyota and Auto?
Oh, we are conveniently located at East Highway 30, across from Sapp Brothers and Walmart.
All right, Janie, well, thank you for stopping in. Camrys at Ernst Toyota, a lot of promotions. They're fuel efficient. Check out Ernst and potentially get yourselves a new car. We're back to volleyball action between the Shamrocks and Vikings right now. And welcome back to the Dowd Activity Center. 2-1. Number 9 Lakeview leading rivals number 2 Scotus. And Grant, we have a great one. The Shamrocks stay alive by taking set number 3, 25-22, after Shrunk was called in the net on that final match point, or set point.
Lakeview showing why they think they should be ranked higher at least in the standings, doing a great job so far, and Scotus able to capture that one. That's huge. Obviously, if they lose that one, the game's over, but able to take a little bit of momentum here into this 4th set.
So here we go. Rosendahl sends it over for the Vikings. And there's Rosendahl with the kill. Dig, though, by the Vikings at Scotus and then Stutzman. Lebenz with the dig. Now here's Pieper. Pieper's too long. Pieper was appealing, saying it went off a Vikings hand, tipped. But the officials say no. 1 point for the Vikings.
I'll be very interested to see if Lakeview can kind of hold on to some excitement and some momentum. They were very dominant in the first 3 sets, so if you really put all your heart into the 3rd set, they're going to give this one over the net on Shrunk and give the point to Scotus. But it'll be interesting to see if Lakeview can keep their momentum up and their excitement level up.
Coach Balitz was not happy on that call as well, thinking that wasn't the case. Regardless, it's 1-1. Gottschall handles the serve. Shrunk tries to save it, can't. Shamrocks up 2-1.
Shrunk having to go a little bit into enemy territory there, right into the student section, unable to get her mitts quite enough onto that one, but it's dangerous. It's kind of like Lambo leaping for the other team.
I like it. Pieper with the serve now. Ball sent across by Cordy. Now Shrunk tips it over. Thorson gets a finger on it. Ball goes out of bounds.
The official's going to tap that one out. He says that's enough on that volley right there. Let's just give the point to Lakeview, and they're going to go 2-2 here.
Cordy with the serve for the Vikings. And 4 hits against Lakeview, point Scotus.
Orson having some trouble that last set, trying to sneak him by Rosendahl, who seemed to be right there every time she tried to sneak one over, but a great push to get that one over to the net in Lakeview territory where nobody was standing.
Now Morgan Thorson serves for the Shamrocks. Here comes Shrunk. And Pieper, in a little air there, just couldn't handle that one, although she was in position. And Shrunk's in double digits for kills now, no surprise. That was Shrunk's 15th officially on the night.
Unreal. Just having a great game up front.
There's tries to be the answer by the Shamrocks, but Rosendahl pulls out the dig. Pieper on the other end. And there's the floater by Rosendahl. Point Lakeview.
Rosendahl not one to be left out of the conversation. We talk about it, I talk about it over and over again, but up front, Lakeview has just been very dominant at the net tonight.
Served by Holmberg. Here comes Stutzman. The Shamrocks really need to get Stutzman going, and there they go right there. Stutzman really was having a lot of kill attempts in that 3rd set, but was having a little bit of trouble, and if she could come alive this 4th, that would very much benefit the Shamrocks.
Yeah, she didn't come into that third set until very late into the game. Stutzman snagging the ace there. 5-4 Shamrocks lead. Stutzman very early in this game. We'll see how long she stays in, if she does stay in the entirety of this match.
Stutzman sends it over after the ace. There's a block by Honnold. Well, again sent over by Lakeview. LaBenz handles it. Thorson with the save, and Honnold finds the perfect placement. She gets a point.
Very nice job by Honnold to spot that double block, and there was no support right behind her. Rosendahl was just stepped back a little bit too far to get to that one. Nice job by Honnold.
Here comes Shrunk. Shrunk can't get it over that time, but she saves it. 4 hits, though, against the Vikings. And again, Coach Baylitz and the Lakeview Vikings don't understand that one. They're saying that basically it got blocked by the Shamrocks, therefore the four hits shouldn't have counted.
Yeah, Baylitz not happy with these. Oh, a big block by Schumacher. And number 12, Jessica Buman, who we've seen have a good night so far too. But Coach Baylitz, back to what I was saying, Coach Baylitz not happy with the net calls they've been calling tonight. Quite a few. We've seen quite a few of them.
And Stutzman putting together a good round of serves here, but that comes to an end by Leweski. Or excuse me, yes, Leweski. It's her 5th kill of the evening, and she gets a well-deserved breather.
Leweski been in quite a bit tonight.
Shrunk now with the serve. Schumacher with the kill attempt. Dug by Shrunk. Rosendahl sends it over. LaBenz handles it. Schumacher again. Lakeview fans wanting a call across the net. Not this time, though. Point Vikings.
Shrunk a nice back spike there from the back court. Not really a spike, but a more of a well-directioned hit.
Benz handles the serve. There goes Schumacher. Again, the Vikings fans wanting the call. It's not going to matter though. Lakeview gets the point anyway, 8-7. You might expect Grant things to get a little feisty. It's a rivalry match. The parents can get a little chippy to it, so it's okay if it's all in fun.
I mean, it's probably one of the better rivalry matches you're going to see around the state, too, at least this year in volleyball-wise.
So Shrunk sends the ball over. Scotus with it now. Schumacher hits it, and Schumacher gets a point.
Schumacher looking out of rhythm in that third set. I believe that was the one it was. Schumacher was looking out of rhythm there. Or that second set, excuse me. Schumacher was a little bit out of rhythm, carried into the third set, but she's kind of gotten back on track here late in the third and into this fourth.
Rosendahl from deep, and no chance for LaBenz on that one. That is just cruel and unusual punishment, Grant.
They hit the HE double hockey sticks out of the ball. I tell you what, Coach Hell was angry about something on the sidelines there, but I'd be angry too if they were hitting it that hard.
Rosendahl, as you may expect, has a potential to play some college ball somewhere, as well as Shrunk, and also some Scotus players alongside Pieper, and points going to go to the Shamrocks on that occasion, serving for Honnold.
Honnold back to serve there. Scotus, excuse me, still with a 10-8 lead, 2-point lead.
Good dig by Shrunk and kept alive by Iverson. Ball goes out of bounds. Point Scotus. Lead is now to 3.
Reagan Holmberg with the attempt there to try and save that one, unable to.
Boat sets it up for Rosendahl. Good dig by Thorson. Schumacher gets denied but kept alive. Pieper sends it to the back row. Good dig by Honnold. Schumacher. Vogt pushes it over. LaBenz keeps it alive. Honnold now. Scotus just has to get it across the net and do. And there is Rosendahl again. LaBenz again keeps it alive. We have another good volley going here. Rally, excuse me, 11-8. Rosendahl again, too much by Rosendahl. Lead is to 4.
Lakeview getting some good shots there across the court, but unable to wrangle that one inside the lines.
Honnold again with the serve, and Honnold gets the ace. Vikings thought it was going to go out, but it did not, Grant, to explain things.
No, and about a 4 or 5 point run here with Honnold serving from the backcourt, doing a nice job. Strunk just thinking that one was going to be a little bit more out of bounds.
Here comes Iverson. Iverson too long. Another point for Scotus. And timeout by Coach Baylitz as his team is down 6 in this fourth set.
I need to make some adjustments here with Scotus. Scotus doing a nice job. Lakeview just really unable to kind of bring in and find the right answer. They've gotten some nice attempts at the ball, but a couple spikes out of bounds, and now Lakeview, or Scotus, excuse me, with the 6-point lead. There you see Goschel, who's had a pretty good game tonight so far for Lakeview. So those players there as well, getting ready to try and take this game to 5 sets. As you can see, as we kind of look around here, just a very packed house, as we've said. You see Coach Christensen and some of his volleyball players that were honored before the game there.
And back to action, Honnold with the serve. Shamrocks looking to add to this lead. Keeper sends it over. Shrunk now saves it. Rosendahl with the hit, dug out by Lebenz. And denied. Iverson and Rosendahl in on the action. 14-9.
Very strong pair to have setting up for a block there, and Wilkie's going to come into the game here. She had an in the net call a little bit earlier on a potential kill.
Lebenz sends it over. Shrunk from the back line. Lebenz again sends it over. Rosendahl blocked, and also into the net. 14-10.
Pieper and Thorson in there on the right side. Thorson, the setter, able to get up and get a little defensive blocking action in there.
Schumacher sends it over for the serve. Thorson saves it. Lebenz with the dig. Thorson to Stutzman. Dug by Shrunk. Vogt sends it over. Again by Stutzman. Stutzman gets the kill.
Big kill by Stutzman. Credit Thorson and Honnold there for kind of reaching out and get the one-arm taps to get that one back over the net and save that ball after a big hit by Rosendahl and Stutzman a couple smacks away, and they increase this lead to 7 points.
Schumacher with the serve. It's a low one. Barely handled by Gottstrom. Thorson sets it up to Pieper. Saved by Gottstrom. And finished by Pieper with the spin. 17-9.
Lakeview, will see if Lakeview can do what Scotus did in the third set and bring back on this lead, but Scotus having a great set so far. Really kind of getting into rhythm here.
Shamrocks definitely playing inspired after falling down 2-0, and there's an ace by Schumacher. The lead has grown to 9. Schumacher again sends it over. Rosendahl handles it. Back to Rosendahl. Cannot be handled by Lebenz. Lakeview stops the rally. 8-point deficit for the Vikings.
Rosendahl back to serve. You know, we talked about it. She leads the Lakeview Vikings in aces. A big part of that is when they've had some leads in bigger games. She does they're going to call an over the line there on Scotus to give that point to Lakeview. So I believe that counts as an ace. The ball didn't get over. But she does a little jump serve, which we're not going to see this game. They've been unable to get a big enough lead where she's been allowed to do it.
Pieper now going for the kill, gets the point off the Vikings. So lead back to 8. Schumacher goes to the bench for a breather. Pieper to serve. Pieper with a double hit after the kill by Reagan Holmberg.
That one just got away from her a little bit. She kind of caught that one into the body there.
Served by Cordy. Stutzman floats it over Shrunk. I'm not sure if that's what she meant to do, but a point nonetheless.
Stutzman took a little bit of break there, I believe, here in this set, and has come back in, has done a good job at attacking, and a couple kills here to start off after that timeout break.
Thorson with the jump serve. Rosendahl had a tough time handling it. She's just going to have to send it over. Here comes Stutzman again. This time Shrunk denies her.
Lakeview down 7. We saw Scotus come back from a big lead like this in the second set. They were unable to cap it off, but Lakeview's going to try and do the same thing and then finish it.
Here comes Stutzman again, this time too much. Point Vikings.
Lead down to 6 here.
Reagan Holmberg to serve for Lakeview. There's Stutzman on the opposite side. She gets a kill. 21-14. And Stutzman to serve. Shrunk too much. Point Scotus 22-14 now, and Grant Shamrocks very much in control in this fourth. And this one's looking like it's going to go to 5. Coach Baylitz doesn't want that to happen. He's going to take a timeout.
Lakeview had a big momentum in those other games. Scotus was able to come back from that. Now Scotus taking the role of the big momentum pusher in these last 2 sets. And they got a big lead, like you said, 22-14, only 3 points away from closing this off and taking it to the 5th. Talked about it. Scotus very deadly. They're able to get into a rhythm. They've been known to start slow and come back and finish off games, losing 2 and then winning 3. Showing signs of potential to do that in this matchup tonight.
Again, Grant, we talked about the history between these two teams. Since 2003, Scotus leads 27-1. The lone win coming by the Vikings back last year by 3-2. That was in the Vikings' house. Besides that, 73-9 is the score in sets that the Shamrocks have handled. And it looked like the Vikings were at least maybe going to add a little bit to their total, but the Shamrocks again have other ideas as this thing gets closer and closer to 5 sets.
Absolutely, absolutely. Lakeview, they're going to give a point to Lakeview there. That matchup in season last year, Lakeview won 3-2. Very similar game tonight. I'm not sure if we'll go 5 sets or not. Well, it's yet to be seen. Good chance at that. But very similar matchup last year.
Shrunk with the serve. Shrunk can't handle the spike. That one coming from Buman, 23-15.
Two points away from a 2-2 tie.
Vikings trying to cut into the lead. There's Rosendahl. Lobbins with the dig. Schumacher sends it over. Rosendahl again. This time Thorson can't handle it. 23-16.
Rosendahl strong from that left side.
Thorson setting up Pieper. Handled by Shrunk. Rosendahl sends it over. Here's Pieper again. with the set with Thorson and Schumacher from the far side, and too much. Point Lakeview.
6-point game here.
Served by Vogt. Pieper trying to put this thing away. That's going to help things happen. Reagan Holmberg couldn't handle that one.
Beautifully placed by Pieper. Really tough one for Holmberg to get to. Just a great shot by Pieper there.
Set point. Honnold for the serve. Bounces off the net. Dug by Holmberg. Schumacher again blocked, this time by Iverson. Thorson sends it over. Iverson floats it over again. Thorson is there. Now Schumacher, dig by Shrunk. She can't handle it. We are going to 5 sets, 25-17. Scotus takes the fourth.
Unbelievable job by Scotus to come back and pick up those last 2 sets. They're going to flip the coin to see where they're going to start off at. See who's going to serve here.
Fifth set right around the corner, Grant. We got to take a quick break, but we promise we'll bring you all the action shortly.
Central Community College, investing in you. Academic transfer, business, health, and technical courses all available at a fraction of the cost of a university. Small class sizes for an enhanced educational experience. Get started on improving your future. Contact Central Community College Columbus campus. Our economic future depends on tomorrow's skilled workforce. Dream it, do it, and Central Community College Columbus is here to help young adults find careers in advanced manufacturing and related businesses. Visit dreamitdoit.com for more information or tour the Central Community College Columbus campus.
At Columbus Motor Company, they feel shopping for a new vehicle should not be complicated. That's why during the Chrysler Anniversary Celebration, they offer everyone their very best price 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. At Columbus Motor Company, it's just one low price, plain and simple, always. So if you're ready for a new vehicle, stop by Columbus Motor Company, your Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram dealer at 2806 23rd Street in Columbus, or visit them at onelowpricene.com. Columbus Motor Company, where you'll find one low price, plain and simple, always.
Hi, I'm Dee Hansen. I'm the Marketing Director, and we would like to introduce you to Bank of the Valley.
Community-minded, family-centered, measurable relationships. When it comes to your business, agriculture, and personal banking needs, trust Bank of the Valley.
We're obviously a locally owned bank, but we're also a bank that's very involved.
The most important thing is when you walk in the front door, everybody knows your first name. We are small town banking with all the modern conveniences.
Bank of the Valley in Bellwood, David City, Platte Center, and their brand new location in Columbus.
And welcome back to the Dowd Activity Center. So glad you're with us. Our first ever volleyball broadcast here on ColumbusNewsTeam.com and News Channel Nebraska 35. And Grant, we couldn't have had a better one. Number 2, Scotus. Number 9, Lakeview. They're rivals. They're both in Columbus. And we are going to 5 sets in just a minute's time.
If you would have told me after that second set that we were going to be going to 5, I might have believed you just because Scotus has a tendency to do this and come out. But Lakeview really looked dominant those first 2 sets. Scotus had some good answers, but then really putting together some complete sets on 3 and 4. Exciting. You're just right on the money. Very exciting game.
Things are only going to get louder here. It's been loud all night. It's packed house. Again, to recap, the Vikings came out very strong. Took set number 1, 27-25, then 25-22. And then the Shamrocks looked to be in trouble in the third, but they rallied to stay alive by taking it 25-22. And the most dominating performance of the night by either team was the 4th set that the Shamrocks won 25-17. And you see after rattling off 2, the student section is fired up, the fans are fired up for the home team, and we are underway in set number 5 as it goes long and the Shamrocks on the board first.
Yeah, the Shamrocks are 14 points away from taking us home. We're playing a 15 here in this set.
Both student sections chanting they believe that they will win. One of them is going to be disappointed. We'll find out. Shrunk takes the spike there. And now Sutsman sends it over. And Stutzman goes to Rosendahl. Can't handle it. Kills Shamrocks. 2-0 for the home team.
Stutzman, a really strong performance tonight, coming into the game here and there when she was able to.
Vikings unable to handle the serve by Pieper. Scotus 20% of the way there, Grant.
Love the percentages, love the math. Scotus, strong start.
Again, like you said, fifth set goes to 15 points. The Shamrocks coming out strong and make that 4 after the kill by Buman.
Lakeview still a chance to come back here. They just, first 4 points here, just kind of been riddled with mistakes so far for this Lakeview team.
Serve by Pieper. Thorson, great dig, but cannot handle it, and the Vikings are on the board. Crucial point for Lakeview. When it's a 15-point set, you really can't let it get too big of a deficit, more than it was. 4-1 now. Served by Lakeview. Thorson to Stutzman. Stutzman with the kill. And she is coming alive and is getting stronger as the night goes on.
Not only a big chance for a district win here on the line, but also a little pride and some bragging rights.
Served by Thorson, 5-1. Here comes Shrunk, and LeBenz can't handle it. 5-2.
Shrunk and Rosendahl are going to have to be very vital here for them to pull this one out.
Secchi coming in for the Vikings on the substitution. Holmberg serves. Wilson setting up her player, and a kill for the Shamrocks. Again, Buman with it. 2 big kills for Buman in this fifth set. Stutzman sends it over. And blocked, a big one by Honnold and Buman. 7-2 now, lead is at 5.
The Scotus team just looks completely different than those first 2 sets. They're coming out with a lot of fire here.
Stutzman sends it over. Here comes Shrunk. They need this one and they get it. 7-3. A big time play by the big time senior, desperately trying to get her team back into this.
Seen teams come back from bigger deficits than this before in the 4th and the 5th set, but not a lot of time, like we said. Scotus only 8 points, away from a win.
Ben sends it over. Here's Rosendahl. It's what you want. Kill Rosendahl. Another big one. The Twin Towers, Grant, coming alive in the 5th.
He saw that ball floating over there, and he kind of looked. I saw Coach Bailiff's face because that looked like it was about to go out, so he's probably pretty happy that Rosendahl was able to put that kill away.
Shrunk now with the serve. Schumacher with the kill. She answers, saying, I can do it too. Lead back to 4.
Schumacher, very athletic, able to get up there and get good position on the ball over the net.
Here comes Rosendahl, and again, it's a kill fest. Back and forth, 8-5.
You can't ask for much more if you're a volleyball fan. Kill after kill is fun to watch.
Served by Vogt. Thorson to Pieper. Pieper, too much. Lead cut to 2. And Casey Baylitz, great job letting his team play through right now. Didn't call a timeout. Vogt with the serve. Pieper again. This time goes for finesse, and this time she gets it.
A lot of quick points here, but this is a heck of a game right now. 9-6, only a 3-point span.
And now Honnold to serve for Scotus. Rosendahl handles the serve. Back to Rosendahl, just has to get it over. Here comes Pieper. Shrunk with the diving save. That may have been strong, Grant. But regardless, point Shamrocks lead back to 4. And timeout taken by Coach Baylitz. Crucial point, 10-6 right now.
Yeah, we're only going to 15 here, and Scotus has done a great job so far. We've gone back and forth, and Rosendahl's able to get a couple shots down. So far, it's about been a guaranteed point in this set. Scotus very strong. It'll be interesting to see if Coach Baylitz can get the kind of fix any mistakes they're having as far as rotation goes or set goes. Only 5 points to go for Scotus. 9 points to go for Lakeview. In this big district in-town rivalry matchup here on the ColumbusNewsTeam.com, the News Channel Nebraska, Channel 35. We want to thank you again for tuning in and staying with us, joining us for all this great live volleyball action on this beautiful Tuesday evening.
Cannot beat it, Grant. It is fall. We have football, we have volleyball, and we are thick in the middle of a heated rivalry between these two Columbus schools. Both top 10 in Class C1. Here comes Pieper. Cannot handle it. Is Gottschall 11-6 now. Scotus, after being down 2-0, is 4 points away from wrapping this thing up. Pieper handles it. Now back to Pieper for the kill. Blocked by Rosendahl. Scotus alive. Sent over by Shrunk from way on the back line. Now here comes Schumacher, and it goes off the Vikings. Another point, Scotus. 12-6.
3 points away from ending this game.
Honnold with the serve now. The home team rallies. Rosendahl with the kill there. That's a big one for Lakeview. 12-7. Lead cut to 5.
That's huge. They needed a little momentum here. They got to start getting some traction here with Scotus only 3 points to go. Lakeview needs to kind of gather their thoughts and get back in this one.
Iverson with the serve. Here comes Schumacher again. Dig by Shrunk. Rosendahl looking for another kill. She gets it. 12-8, Grant. Lead cut to 4.
Yeah, Lakeview definitely not out of this one. Iverson back to serve here. They still got a chance.
Iverson sends it over. Here comes Pieper. Pieper. Ball kept alive. I know there's the double hit called against the Vikings. It was a little bit of a delayed call, but point Scotus, 13-8.
Wilkie tried doing what she could on that one, just unable to get away with that. 13-8, Scotus 2 points away.
Schumacher for the serve. Comes Rosendahl again. Great save by Honnold. Rosendahl again, this time floats it over. Here comes Stutzman. Rosendahl with the dig. Pushed over and a big time play by Brooklyn Wilkie.
Wilkie got, well, Bayless thought Wilkie got robbed earlier, but she's able to score a nice point there. Nice play on the ball by Wilkie. 9-13. Lakeview not out of this one yet.
Rosendahl with the serve. LaBenz handles it. Here comes Stutzman. It cannot handle it. Is shrunk off of the Lakeview player, and we are at match point, Grant. The Scotus fans are all on their feet.
Scotus not out of the woods yet, but Lakeview not in great position.
Pieper with the serve. Here comes Shrunk. She goes at it. And it's out off of Shrunk. The Shamrocks, after being down 2-0, pull off the improbable 15-9, taking down the Vikings in 5 sets. And my, oh my, did we have a good one here for you folks. So glad that you could be with us on ColumbusNewsTeam.com and News Channel Nebraska. 5 sets. And a great effort by both teams. And you would really expect nothing less between the Shamrocks and the Vikings. They've really left it all out on the court, and they very well could see each other in less than a week's time in a weekend tournament in the Columbus Invite. And we are going to wait shortly to hear from winning coach as well as our Columbus Community Hospital player of the game. But again, still trying to catch our breaths from this one. What a great game. And there
Thank
is
you, Brandon. Coach,
coach.
Big win tonight. You guys went down, but you were able to come back and steal those last 3 sets. What happened?
You know, I think the girls responded well. We quit shooting ourselves in the foot. It started to get them out of system a little bit, but man, they're such a good team. They were killing us those first 2 sets, and you know, I'm really just proud of how the girls competed there at the end, those last 3 sets.
Stutzman, you kind of had her coming in and out, partly due to some of those injuries, but it seemed like she was playing a big key to this game when you had her into the right spots.
You know, Kim's a kid we know we need to beat really good teams like that, and I think we did a great job of just using her. You know, Megan Pieper usually has better games than that, but we found a way to win without maybe playing our best, which is, you know, we didn't play our best because of Lakeview. They're such a good team, but just proud that we found a way to win this game.
All right, Coach, congratulations. Go celebrate that win. Yep, good luck. And Stutzman is our Columbus Community Hospital player of the game. They ran into the locker room, so we weren't able to catch them. But congratulations to Scotus and best of luck to Lakeview. Brandon, back to you.
Thank you, Grant. You hear from Coach Held. Cannot be more pleased with his team after that one. It was a wild one. 15-9, the Shamrocks rattle off 3 straight sets to defeat the rival Lakeview Vikings, who looked like they were going to grab their first win at Scotus in over 10 years. It was not to be today. A great effort all around by both teams. Again, they may meet each other this weekend in less than a week's time. They're both going to be at the Columbus Invite, which will include Columbus High as well as the Shamrocks and Vikings. But that wraps things up here. Again, thank you to our producer, Aaron Trout, our camera operator, Scotty Jureski, as well as Jordan and Ethan Hesch. I'm Brandon Axman alongside Grant Otten and Lane Alaming. That wraps up our crew. We were pleased to bring this one to you. So glad to be here, and that wraps it up, folks. We may be doing some more volleyball in the future. We'll next be in action with live football action when Columbus High takes on Omaha Westside next Friday. Again, I'm Brandon Axman for the rest of the entire Columbus News Team crew at News Channel Nebraska. That wraps things up here. Scotus, victors over Lakeview, 3-2.
Welcome to Columbus Tire and Service in historic downtown Columbus. We as a team never promise more than we can deliver, and we always give the customer more than they expect. We're authorized dealers for Goodyear, Hankook, and Falcon, but we can get you any vehicle tire you want. We offer full automotive repair by 4 qualified, experienced technicians. We are a qualified farm tire dealer, and we offer 24-hour on-the-farm tire service. Request service, shop for tires, or request a quote at columbustireandservice.com, or give us a call to set an appointment, 402-564-6229.
Welcome to Ernst, one of the largest dealers in northeast Nebraska. With 8 acres of new and pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. At the new Ernst, we're doing things differently. Tired of haggling? Tired of back and forth? Let us show you how easy it can be, and we never charge stock fees. Finding the vehicle you want at the best possible price is our priority. We know you can shop anytime or buy anywhere. Shop Ernst, East Highway 30 in Columbus.